Hello, my name is Noble Star. Today we will break down how Disney Channel's Avalon High teaches us how to be honorable and just human beings, to be knights. In 2010, the Disney Channel released an original movie titled Avalon High. It is one of my personal favorites and contains several beautiful hidden messages. Avalon High is a film about Allie, the new girl in school who discovers King Arthur has been reincarnated to fight a great evil. This is a modern retelling of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. In Arthurian legend, Avalon is an island where Arthur has been taken after being mortally wounded. It is also where his sword Excalibur was forged. Great evil is always a test of the mind. Villains serve a purpose, to challenge our main character in ways that unlock their full potential. Take the villain in Avalon High, the reincarnation of Mordred, King Arthur's most powerful foe. Break down his name. Mor, or Mort, meaning death, and dread, to dread death. Death is what most people believe is the ultimate evil, but facing the dread of death, facing Mordred, facing villains, facing evil is the key to transforming a hero into legend. It reminds me of the Song of Achilles, a retelling of the Iliad. I love a good retelling if you can't tell. Achilles wants to be a hero that is remembered. He wants stories told of him after his death. That is his main focus, not being a person worthy of remembering, but doing things that the ancient Greeks perceived as heroic. While Patroclus was remembered by few, he was loved by those who kept his memory in their hearts. Which is more meaningful, a large quantity of people who say your name with no feeling, or a small number of quality people who loved you? Which is truly heroic? Which is worthy of legend? Avalon High explores past lives. It has the audacity to proclaim any of us can have greatness hidden deep within, just waiting to be unlocked. These are the moments you are shown who you truly are. A quick flash of what you believe is impossible. Do not shake it off and pretend there is no greatness within you. If that was true, that moment of clarity would have never surfaced. Or resurfaced? The Round Table represents true justice. We live in a world where justice is rarely served, where most people feel powerless. This often leads to an abuse of power. When you give a person lacking in self-awareness just a tiny bit of power, what do they do with it? Like managers and annoying professors that mess with you just because they can. We've seen it. Power in the wrong hands leads to disaster. But it's not about what society tells us a leader looks like.
Class president, homecoming king, straight A student, and he's polite. If only I had an entire class full of Will Wagners.
I think I'm gonna puke.
In the beginning of the film, it is easy to assume that Will is King Arthur. He fits the stereotypical mold of what society believes a leader looks like. Straight white man, quarterback, homecoming king. Their teacher said it best. He wishes he had an entire class of Will Wagners. Water break! You have to think bigger than Will is popular and Miles is a nerd. It's deeper than that. They are two individuals with their own problems and shortcomings. They don't spend a lot of time together, so they have no empathy for each other. Allie, or Arthur's purpose, is to give them common ground, to make them feel like equals, to make them feel like their voices and opinions matter. King Arthur reincarnates because every era needs different kinds of leadership to overcome the unique set of obstacles they are facing. The better question to ask is, what do we need as a society right now? A leader can be anybody, even you. But the leader of leaders, the Arthurs, are typically outcasts that make everyone feel safe enough to be themselves. People who do not belong to just one group. Someone unexpected whose responsibility is to keep the faith. When all else fails, when the battle is all but lost, and the leaders feel defeated, that is when King Arthur is needed the most. Because that person knows exactly what to do and what to say to make everyone believe again that good can win.
You're a great athlete. Everybody knows that. And all great athletes have pressure on them all the time. You can't be afraid of it. You have to embrace it. And the way you do that is to remember what victory felt like. That feeling when you lead your team to glory. And if you can live in that moment and want it again with all your heart, nothing can stop you.
To be in the Round Table is to be surrounded by capable leaders who know their power, who trust themselves, and believe in unifying for a greater purpose. This does not mean knights do not experience doubt. Everyone has moments of doubt. People like Arthur, they are not born, they are made, reborn, reincarnated. In order to lead a group of leaders, you have to face the great battle within yourself and win. It's a matter of perspective. Once you've seen the depths that the human mind can take you, everything else in life seems doable in comparison. That is where the unwavering faith comes from. The ability to know that everything is going to be okay, and the strength to guide others into believing that is so. Not everyone in the world is meant to take that journey and become a King Arthur. Now, what is that journey exactly?
King Arthur did come back, and Mordred came back to destroy him. What would he do?
Well, the legend said that Mordred would try to make Arthur's perfect world fall apart. He'd try to make Arthur lose faith in himself and his destiny, and he would cause infighting amongst Arthur's knights.
And he would try to crush Arthur's spirit so completely he would lose the will to go on.
It is to watch your entire world crumble piece by piece. Typically, these battles are those we either fight alone or battles the rest of the world just never sees. In the film, everyone believed Will was the reincarnation of Arthur. So all of those things that society believed made Will a leader were stripped away. So he would lose his sense of self. Because Mordred's goal is to destroy him. Notice how I didn't say kill him. I said destroy. There's this quote from Ender's Game. In the moment when I truly understand my enemy, understand him well enough to defeat him, in that very moment, I also love him. And then in that very moment when I love them, I destroy them. To truly destroy someone is to get to know them well enough to figure out the thing that they love most and take it away. But to know someone that deeply makes you love them. It makes you see their humanity. It makes you see their innate right to exist. That's why the people that hurt us the deepest are the ones that love us. If they didn't love you, they wouldn't have known how to slay you so completely. And that's not to place blame. Things happen and people get hurt, but it's how we come back from that that truly matters. And that right there, that is the final battle of good and evil within a potential King Arthur.
What is that on the bottom of your shoe? Give it to me. Looks like a cheat sheet.
That is not mine.
So what, it just adhered itself perfectly to the bottom of your shoe all by itself?
No.
Don't lie to me, Mr. Wagner.
Take away Will's credibility. Make everyone believe his straight A's are a lie. A foundational part of his identity as a leader. Make one of the pillars crumble. Let him know one of his knights and his wife or girlfriend is having an affair. Crush his spirit. Make his world turn upside down. Make him question who he is. Make him doubt himself.
Beware Mordred, Arthur's half-brother and sworn enemy who is tasked to destroy Arthur before he even knows himself to be a king.
Here's the key to the entire journey. The only way the dread of death, anxiety, depression, the trials and tribulations of life can truly harm you is when you do not know who you are. Before you know yourself to be king, before you know the power that you hold, Divine One, there is a code in knighthood because a knight is self-aware. They know how much power they hold in their hands because they are awake. Should they choose to destroy another person, it will happen. What is more powerful than that? Deciding who lives, deciding who dies. Should they choose to seek vengeance for a perceived wrong? What of the world? The amount of self-control required to manage your emotions in a position of power is insurmountable. Yes, Will Wagner is a leader. The Round Table is powerful individuals in their own right who come together to organize power. That bond, it's deeper than the trust we experience in our everyday lives. When King Arthur discovers his beloved wife Guinevere and his best friend Sir Lancelot were in love, he could have used his great power to wreak havoc upon their lives. Instead, he forgave, because that is who he is. We are all tested to see if we will remain true to ourselves under great duress, or allow rage to take us to depths that are extremely difficult to come back from. Mordred wants King Arthur to cause his own demise. Only you have the power to seal the final nail in your own coffin. Mordred cannot. The dread of death cannot, because it is not more powerful than Arthur. It is not more powerful than you.
What do you want to do with your life?
I don't know. I'll probably end up doing something in law. I'm really big on fairness. I can't stand people who think they can get away with doing something they know is wrong.
Know thyself. When you do something you believe is wrong, does the guilt consume you? When you hurt another person, does it burn? That's because that isn't who you are. You aren't a person who enjoys hurting others. You aren't evil. You are good. The very definition of the word. Any mistake you have made today or yesterday does not change the fact that you are good. When you choose not to stop yourself from vengeance, you then have to feel and process what you've done. The guilt, the shame, the regret, the hurt, no matter how many years that takes. There are some things that a person can do that takes a lifetime to heal, that takes 5 lifetimes to heal, when you could have done the hard thing and just not done it. The answer is, do not do things that feel wrong, no matter how hard it is, because that satisfaction is momentary. You have to have a code when you understand power, when you understand the fallibility of mankind. We are imperfect, we have moments. It is not disingenuous to show up as the best version of yourself, to have honor, to operate with a sense of integrity. Being around other leaders and having that trust, it keeps you accountable to your own actions. What you believe can change and should evolve. You are enough now with all the knowledge that you contain, and what you believe deserves to be centered in your life. What does it mean to defend the truth, to seek justice in today's world? Does that mean to dull out punishment? Should the punishment be equal to the crime? Should a person seek out justice in their personal life without thought? What do you believe? You do not need to have all the answers, but you do need to stick by the answers you do have. Let me know what you think in the comments. You can support me by liking this video, subscribing, and sending some loose change to my Ko-Fi. Link is in the bio and the description box. It is a pleasure as always. This is Noble Star. Thank you.